Welcome back to 1111 with Chaga Tea. We have a great show coming from our Salem studio today, which is very appropriate since we're talking about legendary locals of Salem. So Roberta,
right.
why don't you tell us more about
Today
her?
we're going to focus on Dorothy V. Malcolm, a woman that I met in a local coffee shop here in Salem, Yahoo.
That's right.
And it's been an adventure ever since. Dorothy, we want to hear what you're doing with the legendary locals of Salem.
That's my copy, my own copy, and
Hot off the press.
right off the
I
press.
feel
you
proud
bet.
to be holding
Yeah.
this today.
I love Salem. Salem is just such a magical place. And when I was asked to do this book with Jerome Curley and Nelson Dion, they recommended I concentrate more on the contemporary legends, and which I did. But I also did some historical ones too. And yeah, it was a labor of love.
And how do you become a legend of Salem?
You become a legend of Salem because you have made an impact on the place. Not everyone is Nathaniel Hawthorne. Not everyone is Nathaniel Bowditch. You know, there's a lot of what we call unsung heroes. You know, and I think they must not be overlooked. And that's what we tried to include in the book as well. There were so many people we either couldn't get photos for permission. I mean, we had to go through the Library of Congress. There was quite it was quite a process. And then, and there were many people that, oh God, who are not in the book, and we feel really terrible about that. For various reasons, they either didn't return our calls, or we couldn't get a proper photo. I'm talking about permission, because of the laws of copyright.
Well, maybe when they see this beautiful book, they might respond, and you can do another.
Well, if
legendary
there is a
locals.
volume 2, I have a list of names that I would love to insert in volume 2, if there is a volume 2 to come out.
So tell us a little bit about how you compiled this, because I know there's different
The
sections.
first chapter is history, and then we have art, and that includes various artists and photographers around town. And then literature, of course, and we have everyone from Nathaniel Hawthorne to Roberta Chaga.
We're sitting with a legend of Salem. I feel very honored.
I was just as surprised as anybody. But thank you. Yes, I'm very honored to be in the
Well,
book.
I think I think the books that you've written, and I mean, I had to choose whether to put you in art because of your photography, or to put you in literature because of your writing. I chose literature, primarily because of Good Boy Jesse.
Thank you.
It's an important book, and I think it certainly it resonates with a lot of people who are, animal lovers.
Thank you very
And
much.
of course, 1111 Chaga Tea.
Absolutely. We're very famous.
That's right.
I think that people will be very enthusiastic when they read this book. I had the first chance to look at it today.
Yeah, it's a great book.
And there's lots of people in there of interest.
Yes, we have about 147 people.
What inspired you to create this Legends of Salem?
Well, Arcadia, the publisher, they contacted us. They are doing a series of legendary locals in various cities and towns throughout the United States.
Would you like to share something from the book?
Sure. Hey, I have an idea. Very, very limited. We were given 70 words from the majority of people in the book, and people like Nathaniel Hawthorne, of course, gets 200 words.
He deserves it.
So I'm going to read about Roberta Chaga.
And I've never heard this, so
No, I
I'm
was
very
going to say
excited.
this is her first time
Yes.
hearing this.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is exciting.
Yes, okay, I'm listening.
Roberta Chaga. Her written work and photographed works, especially the popular Good Boy Jesse about a golden retriever, have been published in English, Spanish, and Italian. Chagas' next book, Written on a Kiss, is a tour de force of photographs of couples warmly canoodling, and includes her attending narrative. It's also bound for success. She co-hosts 1111 Chaga Tea on YouTube with Fiona, and interviews notable people around Salem.
Such as yourself.
That is
It's not just
lovely.
me. Oh, all right.
Well, thank you very, very much.
That's beautiful.
I'm really honored.
Well, I'm honored to have you in there. I think it's wonderful,
you.
and like I say, I've met some wonderful people, and you certainly are one of the ones that I've met that I think is just fascinating.
Well, I find you fascinating as well, and I think that's why I was so enthusiastic. Never a quiet moment in your life.
I know.
Honestly,
That
you
is
must
true.
be so relieved.
I am. And now the only thing we have to look forward to is a lot of book signings and.
Yeah, it's time to party now.
That's right. The launch. We have a launch coming up.
Yes, you
Hear
do.
about that launch.
Tell us about that.
We have a book launch party on Wednesday evening, October 23rd, and that's going to be in the ballroom of the Hawthorne Hotel, and it's from 6 to 9 o'clock. And we're going to have a wonderful art display. Various artists and photographers who are in the book. Roberta is one of them. Will be displaying her works,
Yes.
and the others who are also legendary locals. Salem musician Julie Dorothy, who is just amazing. She's a wonderful singer. She's going to sing a few songs the night of the party. We've got a duo called Musical Pastimes, and they do fiddling, and they're dressed in 18th century costumes, and they play 18th century music, which is a lot of fun, and they mingle around. And we have Mr. Claude Fournier. He will be the background music pianist, and the mayor will be there, the media will be there. I mean, wow.
It's a big event.
What can I say?
It is.
Wow. So that's all very exciting. And I'm just thinking for the people who are listening, without giving everything away in the book, because obviously we want them to come to the party and get the book, but what might be one thing that might be a surprise?
One of the unsung heroes. He, the most amazing man during the Great Depression. His name was Ralph Dalton. He's buried in Harmony Grove Cemetery. During the Great Depression, he was out of work. He was a hard worker all his life. He ended up riding the rails, as many people did, and he was a hobo. And he saw how these people were living, and it tore him apart. So he spent the rest of his life advocating for the homeless. Totally an unsung hero.
Yeah.
And I like the idea that there are those in there who maybe will have some recognition, even in death.
Yes, which is often the case, actually.
That's
I'd say so.
wonderful. So we're looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday, October 23rd.
Yes.
At the Hawthorne Hotel, right here in Salem.
That's right. It's an amazing city with an amazing history, far beyond witchcraft. And we have a tremendous maritime history, we have tremendous architectural history, and a tremendous literary history. And this is also the other aspects of Salem that we try to concentrate on in the book.
That's very exciting. I'm really looking forward to reading this. Thank you for putting this together for everyone.
And thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Yes.
I've enjoyed it.
Good.
I've enjoyed it very much.
That's
Thank you for
wonderful.
having me.
Well, welcome. Let's have a toast with
A toast.
some Chaga tea.
That's
There
right.
you go.
And I'd like to toast everyone in the book.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely. Here's
that's
to
lovely. Here's
the
to all
local-
the legendary locals of
legendary
Salem.
locals of Salem.
Thank you,
to
Dorothy
you.
and Roberta.
Thank you. All right.
And as always, we love hearing your comments about this show and our other shows on Chaga TV. So please connect with us, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.
Yes. Thank you.
I feel so honoured to be sitting amongst legendary locals.
Oh, I know.